Girl, I know I'm late. Get in here and hush up.
How we get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back, man. She just gotta want all of that, so that's why I bought.
Hey y'all, welcome back, Kandi. I'm here, child. All right, y'all know I needed time. Okay, I needed time to breathe. Okay, after last week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta because I was annoyed. Okay, and now we're gonna get into it because I feel like getting into it this week. So hopefully you guys still enjoy the video as if it came out last week. Like up the video, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right, we are continuing to grow over here, so let's do just that. Now let's get into last week's episode when Shamia had this Halloween party. We're gonna start it off with Shamia having to sit down with her attorney. During the sit down with her attorney, she talks about getting these bomb molds made or something like that. She wanted to get people's butt molded for whatever reason, I don't know why. It ain't like they finna get a particular bottle. Like, why are we needing to mold their butts? But she wanted to do some fun. Y'all know sometimes the things Station Mia does can be a little corny, but if she like it, I love it, and they participated, so it is what it is, okay? So she says that she didn't, the attorney lets her know about the whole deal. The deal fell through. Okay. And it didn't really fall through, but it seems like they wanted to do more of a partnership of I'm even still confused on what the hell they wanted, but I just know that it was not what Shamia wanted. She wanted to go in partnership of them, creating some type of rum for herself. Like she wanted to create her own drink, and I don't think they were willing to do that for her. But I believe that they were going to, because I think she wanted everything done in Grenada. But they're like, hey, we're gonna work out a deal to where we'll give you also much of rum at a discount or something like that. Like it was kind of confusing for me. So I'm like, is she supposed to take what y'all give her and then go over here and get somebody else to make it? Like, I don't know, but she's trying to work out the particulars. So good luck, okay? Why she decided to go forward to have this whole party and stuff? Well, not so much as the party, because I feel like it was a Halloween party, but she still got the bomb molds made. So it seemed like it was like one and two things. She was celebrating the rom thing that she's doing on top of the Halloween or something. But either way, whatever she was doing, I'm confused as to why you wanted to go ahead and move forward with the molds if you didn't even lock in what you had with the rom company. And then when they flash back to her and Gerald sitting with these people, he's asking the proper questions. She kind of seemed like she was a bit annoyed. And it's like, girl, that man know how to make a coin and then a dollars afterwards. Okay. He knows how to do what he needs to do. You need that man extremely involved. I'm so sorry. Everybody don't got access to somebody like that. So if you want to give me all the tips and pointers and everything, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna hold you like, yeah, I want to do this on my own, but you know what? I'm gonna take the back seat. I'm gonna let you, ask all the right questions. I'm gonna observe. I'm gonna take a lot of notes so that I know how to manage my own business as I move forward. But whatever they want to do, child, just know the deal ain't going nowhere right now. Okay. And then I think they may be working on like a perfume line or something. That may be better. That may be up y'all alley. And truth be told, Shamia, you be wearing all of these different accessories like earrings and stuff. You wear a lot of things that I am not really a fan of. And I feel like you should look into developing something like that, like a cute little earring and necklace line, because as much as it may not be my flavor, there are a lot of women that like your style. There are a lot of women or that may like pieces of your style. They may like your earrings, your necklace, whatever. And I think you should consider, in my personal, enjoying an accessory line. Okay. Now, if you decide that you want to steal a piece of my idea, girl, at least call me in for the meat and just a little piece. Let me at least sit in on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to take the idea of doing like a Shamia accessory line. Hello, because I think you could get away with that for sure. I think that could definitely work for you, in all honesty, for real, for real. But anyway, getting off that, let's get to Angela and K. Michelle. They go to some class. I don't know if it was some sexual healing class. I don't know what them folks got going on. Either way, Angela, who can't seem to keep Shamia's name out her mouth ever, she asked K. Michelle if she's talked to her. And I'm like, why you worry about it? What you want to know for? Have you talked to her? Have you reached out to Shamia? Have you tried to talk? Oh, okay then. So Angela says that Shamia knows how to set the tone to be a victim. Actually, I feel like you know how to do that too. If you feel like that's what Shamia does, I feel like you do that. And we're going to talk about that as we get closer to the end of the episode, right? K. Michelle feels like, or at least she tells her that Shamia feels excluded. She is hurt. You know, I'm sure Shamia does feel excluded. Like, we all have, whether you like her or not, we all have blatantly watched how the cast has demonized, and not only have they projected onto Shamia that, oh, she's telling K. Michelle all of this stuff and she's doing all of this stuff that she wasn't doing. But when somebody does something to Shamia, you often excuse the behavior by not reprimanding that person, by not calling that person out. But as soon as Shamia does something, y'all ready to check her. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, Shamia, you shouldn't. So much so that even when Pinky was getting ready to, or not getting ready to, but when Pinky had Shamia's back in Texas, y'all hopped on Pinky because y'all really wanted nobody to have her damn back at all, so that y'all could really make her feel excluded. You know what I'm saying? But she's playing the victim. Either way, this is what K. Michelle is letting Angela know. She's not just letting Angela know that Shamia feels excluded and she's hurt based on what Shamia has told her. K. Michelle is telling Angela this based on what she too is witnessing herself. Angela feels like Shamia is the one hurting people. Now, I will say, Shamia, you did have your moments last season. You know what I'm saying? You did have your moments last season. I feel like majority of that was with Drew, though. The way that you overhyped the situation when Drew said, oh, I'm gonna the money that I make with Dennis is gonna be enough to pay for Pilar's college. And you're like, huh, Pilar's college is very well taken care of. And then you ran that conversation back to Porsha. That's why I do give Drew passes at times to be on Shamia's ass. I'm not gonna hold you, because you definitely did some fuck shit. But whatever your issue, whatever Angela's issue is with you, I don't feel is warranted. Because if you, first of all, I don't believe that Shamia blamed Angela for the breakup of the friendship, which is what Angela has been leading with. That has been her excuse to want to come at Shamia. Oh, you said that I broke up you and Portia's friendship. No. No, Shamia even knows that. They were rocky. If y'all go back and find that interview Shamia did with Kandi Burruss on Speak On It like a month or so before the season dropped, you will hear Shamia pretty much talk about the dynamics of her and Porsha. They were already a little shaky. But the fact that you kept prying into their business and you wanted to get enough to run back and have that conversation with Porsha, that's where Shamia likely called you messy. And she wasn't wrong for saying that. But I do think Shamia should also take accountability herself, because had you not opened your mouth about your friend, you would have gave nobody any reason to go and twist the narrative, tell a story, or do any of that. In my personal, okay? So, that's that. All right. She the one hurting people. I don't feel like she's hurting y'all at all. Hurting who? And no, she didn't hurt Porsha. You don't get to say what you want to say and think I'm not going to say it back. What you talking about? Okay. And if I hurt her, how you going to only acknowledge what I did and not look at what she did? Like, she didn't hurt me. Is you women cool over there? Oh, y'all need a Fangela. Well, I don't think those are coming, but let's keep going. So Porsha is taking pictures with PJ, right? She's in the house. She's deciding to replace the images of Simon, and she's talking to Lauren about the party or whatever, about Shamia texting her, all this or that. I believe Shamia takes Porsha the invite. And I think she wanted to do the bomb mode or something like that. And Porsha like, girl, you sick. Like, BITCH, I'm not rocking with you like that. Okay, go heal yourself. Go on about your business. Like, I'm not with it. And I don't feel like Porsha was wrong at all to say that. Yes, these two ladies have tit for tat. And if Porsha don't want to deal with her, she ain't got to. Right? She like, girl, I'm not coming to that party. BIT, you got it. And truth be told, if you was going to invite her to a party, Shamia, this is where I have to get on your head top and swing a little bit, okay? I have to like comb this out your head because you're not listening. You know, if you wanted to invite Porsha to a party, you should have invited her to the one that you had for your husband. Now, granted, you didn't have to do anything, but that would make more sense, right? Because even though you guys weren't really talking or whatever, it wasn't as bad as it has gotten. After you snapped off on this lady and called out what you needed to call out when it came to her, you and your mama are such and such and such and such, bitch. And I was here for all of it. I really was, right? That did not make any sense to send her an invite after all of that happened. So her response was like, as expected, I would have never even sent the invite to that. I don't get, and here's the other thing for me too. If you have been feeling like a lot of the cast has been leaving you out and excluding you on behalf of said person, why then would you invite said person? I'm going to make you feel left out. I'm not going to invite you. Granted, you kind of did that a little bit already with the situation of Gerald, right? But I definitely would have did it then. Like, I'm not gonna invite her to. Now, what I do question is that particular episode kind of gave the season finale. Right? They'll typically have a party. And Shamia's that entire, not just the party, but the entire episode gave season finale. So is that the reason that you invited her? Because it was supposed to be an all cast event and it was the season finale type thing or something? Was it that? I wonder. I don't know. But either way, it didn't make sense. She wouldn't have got an invite from me. Somebody else would have been inviting her, trying to bring her along, but she would have never got one from me. I don't what you heard, okay? But either way, what was interesting in that sit down was Lauren saying to her, "Are you going?" And I was like, "Now, Lauren, why would you ask her that?" And for me, I said, you know why she did that? Because she's used to them going back and forth fighting. She's used to Shamia and Porsha bickering like sisters, similar to how they may have bickered with each other. That's why she asked, "Oh, okay, y'all fight like this all the time. So are you still going? Y'all gonna make up? You good? You going?" That's kind of what it gave. Now, it could have been a different reason, but that's what I thought. So, Angela is trying to look like Cynthia Bailey as she takes pictures for these Fangelas. You trying to goop the people? Angela, you trying to goop the people to believe that you Cynthia Bailey in these photos to sell these Fangelas like Drew and Cynthia was trying to goop the people looking like Porsha as they were trying to sell this hair go naked? I see what you're doing. I see what you went and got that Cynthia Bailey special. No, don't put your hands on me. I see what you did, okay? Angela's still broke, but not quite like Kelly because she has a husband who has an account that she can dip into, okay? So she's over here asking him for more money for these fans. Baby, Charles was like, let me go. Let me run. I do believe, though, I will say this. I think that Charles, he's just awkward at times, right? That's what I believe about Charles. I think he's awkward. I believe he does love Angela. I do believe that. I do feel like he'll do just about anything for Angela. He's just not an affectionate man and he may cheat from time to time here or there. Okay, maybe just a little piece, you know? So y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I don't know. Maybe he feel like he owe her that for all that she done put up with. So I guess I will give her a little bit of this coin that she wants. Let me know y'all thoughts on that. All right. Let's keep going. So Shamia and K Michelle, they link up and she says that she doesn't see the fun loving Shamia anymore and she doesn't want the failed friendship to become who she is. 1000%. Suffering a friendship breakup of 10 years, it is difficult. It is hard. It is difficult. I wouldn't say a person was my person, but that's how Shamia felt, but that was your go-to person. Like when great things happen in your life and stuff, you want to share with your friend or whatever, and they're not there. Their dynamic has completely changed. You know what I'm saying? So I understand Shamia being sad. I understand her being hurt, but I also agree with K Michelle about this not being your identity. Like a lot of people in your life, they just not gonna be there forever. And they served a purpose when they were there in your life at that time, but it don't mean you won't go on and you won't get greater. Because I do feel like Kelly is a greater friend to Shamia. I think they match each other's energy, and I like that for them a lot, And you may go on and you may meet yet another Kelly, right? I feel like you met a Kandi. Kandi gonna look out for you the same way that Kelly look out for you. I think Kelly, I don't know, it may be to a different degree, but if Kandi and Shamia was on the show, I feel like Kandi, she would be vocal. I think Kandi would be the one to call Cynthia out if she's on some FS, right? But I do feel like she may have been neutral a little bit. She may not want to get in the middle of them because, they could become friends at any moment. But I don't think that how the season went down, it would have went down like that if Kandi was on the show. But shout out to Kelly for, having Shamia's back and sticking up and calling them out on the hypocrisy of it all. And I can appreciate that. But all in all, getting back to the point of who you have in your life today, they may not be there in 10 years. Right. And if they are there in 10 years, in my personal, I feel like you guys have learned how to have the hard conversations with each other in friendships. A lot of people don't like conflict. Some people assume, oh, even though that's your best friend, right? Your close friend or whatever y'all call them these days, you may still be afraid because I want to express this to them, but I don't know how they're going to respond or whatever. Just get it out. Y'all got to learn to have the tough conversations. And that also means that you all have respect for each other in the friendship in my personal. You know what I'm saying? But these ladies were lacking. And I feel like it was a friendship in my personal that was on its last leg for a long time. And that last leg got extended. again, for a long time. I think Shamia was very passive in some situations that may have happened to her. I think that she about should have cut Porsha ass off a long time ago, truth be told. But she still wanted that access. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that, I feel like sometimes people do stay in friendships because of access of whatever, maybe it's the celebrity life, maybe not. Maybe it's to prove other folks wrong. Sometimes you'll have somebody telling you about a person that ain't your friend and you don't want to hear it and you still just want to rock out and act like everything good. There are multiple different reasons as to why she decided to stick around, but I think it was on its last leg for a long time and here we are. It came to a head. Okay. And honestly, you be getting those signs. You'll have those signs about a friend that's like, this ain't it, but you just, you still rocking out. It's going to come to a head. It will. But good luck. K. Michelle asked her about bringing up Porsha's mom and why she did that. K. Michelle says that Shamia came low really, really fast, right? And then she also said something about Dennis sneaking Pilar to Shamia. And it's like, I don't believe that man snuck Pilar over there at all. I don't think that he was sneaking Pilar over there at all. I don't. But as the show was filming, I do feel like Porsha knows, just like her sister Lauren said, and I think she could have said this about both of them. Y'all know the different things to do to each other to get a rise out of each other, right? So I think Porsha did that intentionally to say, like, yeah, don't do that. Because she knew she was filming on this show. She knew it was going to affect Shamia and how Shamia showed up on camera. In my personal, because y'all had this entire summer. Y'all kind of fell out after the reunion. The show didn't start filming till the fall. The entire summer, your daughter is likely going over there continuing to hang with Shamia's daughter. And then now you wait till y'all film for you to say, oh, no, she can't go over there anymore. Like, girl, what? Crazy. But either way, that's what's going on. All right, that's what's going on. Shamia pretty much when, K. Michelle was like, why did you do that or whatever? Well, let me fast forward. Let's get to the moms real quick because Shamia says that they said that they would never let their mother's friendship affect their friendship. Okay. And she says since Porsha put it out there, she decided to put it out there. You want to tell what my mama did when what my mama did was in response to what your mom did. So let's talk about what your mom did. So we can get to why my mama acted in the way that she did as a response to what was going on. Okay. And I also feel like if y'all agreed to not let your mother's issues become a part of y'all friendship and affect y'all, why then would Porsha go and tell Shamia what her mama said? I don't really feel like that was any of Shamia's business. If your mom feels like, well, Shamia, my mama feel like I can't trust you and this, that, and whoop de whoop de whoop da, 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 why would you even? That's between you and your mama. That's between you and your mama. And what have I done to you for your mama to feel like you can't trust me? What? Is your mama still in her feelings about what happened between that friendship? Because why is she projecting that onto me? Because I personally believe because these two ladies had an issue and these girls were friends, I wouldn't be surprised on both sides if because the moms had a terrible relationship, they were always waiting for that moment with that other daughter to happen. Like, because I don't like your mama and you an extension of her, you probably gonna show up and do some fuck shit just like her. And as soon as that moment presented itself, I suppose, or whatever, Porsha mama said whatever she said to Porsha. Porsha take it back and say it to Shamia. And I just kind of feel like, why? Y'all agreed to keep all of that out of there. It should have been, because truth be told, your mama could have told you about a zigger and you still decided to stay in there with that zigger. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it could have been like, mama, this is my friendship. I'm take heed to what you're saying. I don't see what you're saying. I'm gonna continue to rock out. We'll see what happens. Okay. But it is what it is, shit. All in all, I don't feel like Shamia's wrong. I don't care how anybody feels or what anybody is saying. Your mama will never get the opportunity to come on TV and try and say, be wary of the dog carrying the bone. When your mama was the one carrying the bones, my mama came and brought her a plate when she bought that damn daycare. Don't ever think that you're going to let your mom say something about me and I'm not going to say anything about her, because if we're going to be disrespectful, then let's be disrespectful. All that elder shit out the window. So be mad. And that's exactly how I want Shamia to show up next season. You're damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So how about don't? Don't try me. Don't play with me. Don't ever think I won't get in any one of you raggedy bitches. Because I don't let y'all play on my top long enough. I need Shamia to know and understand that you are that girl. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Fuck 'em. So, anywho, Shamia says that Porsha was her person or whatever. She says she's going through therapy to navigate this group. Shamia, if you're going through therapy to navigate this group, then quit. Okay. I don't think that you're going to therapy to navigate this group. I think you're going to therapy to navigate the loss of your friendship. Yeah. I do feel like breakups is one thing that triggers people to go into therapy. Not all people, but a good amount. When they break up with a person that they thought was going to be there forever as far as their boyfriend, when you break up with a friendship, you're having a hard time or whatever the case, you go into therapy and then you realize that you're addressing other things, right? Outside of just that, because it's much deep rooted than what you think. And in the midst of you going to therapy for your other life issues and what you're dealing with Porsha, the group is a part of the conversation at some point. But I don't believe that you're going to therapy to navigate this group. Like, girl, where? Navigate them how they navigate you. Navigate them how they navigate you. You think I'm playing? What? Angela sat up here last season and concocted a whole damn scheme on Phaedra. Got called out for it. I been knew it was sketchy. Been called it out. Been said it. And then now you want to come into this new season. Bygones be bygones. Let's start fresh now because you knew that you was on that FS. And you still got Phaedra up here being friendly with you. After you sat up there and played her. That's crazy. Absolutely not. So if they're going to navigate that, let me navigate them just like that then. Okay? So either way, Shamil saying she good on Porsha now. And I said, I bet you are after she told you to kiss like, okay, after she sent you that text and said, girl, fuck you in that party. You should have been off her. Key to the highest. All right. So Shamia's party comes. Shamia has another business partner, or I guess it's the same person, Afia. And she was saying something about, no, the deal is still going to happen, but it was too much in one contract. That don't even make sense. Okay. I don't do contracts. I'm not that attorney. I'm not in that type of office, but I feel like contracts can be layered. That's why they so thick. Talking about it's gonna happen. When is it gonna happen? It's gonna happen when Shamia proves herself. That's what it's giving. I feel like these people need to know that Shamia is serious about what she's trying to do. So I think that they're rolling out minor tasks for her. So we're gonna give you this contract. Let's see what you do with it. If you do this or that with the contract, then we'll come and we'll present you with this. I feel like that's what they're doing. But either way, girl, good luck. Girl, drop that ROM and pick up you an accessory line. Okay. Now, George and his wife, they show up to the party, right? They're at the party. I think everybody pretty much came except for Porsha, right? Even K. Michelle showed up. All right. She wasn't gonna come because she said, I don't celebrate all of that. You know what I'm saying? My mom is totally sanctified, which is a key to me. Because a lot of things that you have done, K. Michelle, is so contradictory to the Christian lifestyle. Okay, but you want to draw the line at a damn Halloween party. Okay, let's keep going. So her husband encouraged her to show up. And so far, I am liking casting. And truth be told, I like all of the people that everybody's dating. You know, I don't really care for Mike. I'm looking forward to not seeing Mike. But casting, who else we got? I don't want to see Black either. I don't want to see Black. It's really just casting. It's Sway. It's his name, Derek, Pinky's husband, because we don't see a lot of them. They come in, they do a little piece, and they pop out. They're not overly involved in the show, and they definitely not in women's business. So I like how they allow the partners to show up this season. Now I'm starting to feel like if you have to add the partners in too much, then the cast ain't talking about now. But truth be told, the cast wasn't talking about shit this season because everybody used Shamia in some fashion for a piece of storyline. Angela used her daughter. Let's see. Porsha ain't have nothing. Porsha one time. I mean, she had her dating life, but good night. Who else we had? Phaedra, nothing, gave dust. The part she connected herself to Kelly's storyline. Pinky had bankruptcy. Kelly had the distress of her restaurants as well as her marriage falling apart. Cynthia was a friend of, so she was gonna give exactly what she gave. Who else we got? Drew, you really ain't giving nothing. All this divorce stuff you had going on, girl, you ain't really giving nothing except for these play dates that you would have with these different men. Or with that one man Black, and then you got Terry popping up. So you ain't giving nothing. Like I said, you had the whole divorce. You could have gave us something on. And who else we got? I don't know who else in the cast, but nobody was really talking about nothing for real. You know what I'm saying? Unless they turning their head and making Shamia the problem. I mean, I feel like K. Michelle has some stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? She's working on her album. She done brought, and then we didn't even see that with Drew. You working on a whole nother project, and we didn't even really see that with you. I don't care about you sitting down with Stancil, Louis Stancil, on doing a little week as audition or whatever table read y'all was doing. But K. Michelle gave us her husband. She got engaged to this man. She gave us the whole medical procedure situation with her. Girl, she even concocted a plot and said the people was concocting a plot on her, whatever. Like, she gave us more than what y'all was giving us as a cast. It was really K. Michelle and Shamia for me, and a piece of Pinky carrying. Understand? So the all, and which is the, let me tell you what's so hilarious. It's all the people that a lot of you guys are saying, get them off the show. Get rid of K. Michelle. Let Pinky go. I'm so tired of hearing about bankruptcy. Oh my God. Victim. Picking on you. Get rid of them. And y'all would have nothing to talk about if it wasn't for those people. And because of that is the reason why they ass ain't going nowhere. Girl, ain't it funny? So Shamia apologizes again, and I'm get tired. Like, girl, you're not tired? You better, let me tell you something. You better not know how to spell apology or sorry next season. You better become allergic to those words very quickly. If you're not apologizing to your daughters, I'm not apologizing to none of you raggedy Do you understand what I'm saying? The way I walk into the season shitting on you, because I'm that BIT. Y'all bother about me. I'm not bothered by you. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Okay? I mean, you just gotta, I don't know. Like, who are these ladies that, like, who are they that you really need to be their friends? When outside of the show, you don't even hang with them like that anyway. Do you think Kenya Moore gave a she could be out there on an island by herself. Do you think she gave a damn being on this show? Do you think Nene gave a I need you to honor and step into that position that these ladies trying to put you in. Because you were so comfortable doing it last season. You were so comfortable doing it last season. And then now you're feeling away, but it's really because of the hurt of the friendship with Porsha. And now you feel like everybody coming at you. They are. They are. But you should have stood in it a little bit more and got on their ass every chance they got. Okay? But Phaedra asked her if she talked to Porsha, and she says, I mean, I sent her a message or whatever, but she denied it. And Cynthia said, well, you know, I just want you to know that her response was pretty much warranted. It really met the situation. Why you ain't say that shit to Angela when she was over there lying on Shamia? Drew says, it went really low, really, really fast, and we really don't want to be a part of that. You sure? You sure? Y'all don't want to be a part of it, but every chance y'all got earlier in the season, y'all kept asking Shamia about have she talked to Porsha. Y'all sure y'all don't want to be a part of that? Oh, okay then. Yeah, and why you ain't saying that to Angela? So shout out to Kelly who clocked it. Shout out to Kelly, clocking them accordingly for not speaking up. Since you don't like when things go low and you don't want to be a part of it, then why would y'all sit at that table and allow Angela to insinuate that Shamia was who's married, messing with another married man? Why would you sit there and do that? And I'm sure y'all heard by way of Phaedra and Porsha how Angela embarrassed herself in that room because that lady called her out and Angela couldn't even say nothing. But everybody's sitting at the table like they don't know what's going on. But you're so quick to jump up and say, well, Shamia, you sure that, you know, you're not the reason that some of this stuff is happening to you? You sure, Shamia? Angela's vindicated, da. Portia's attitude was warranted, but Shamia's attitude wasn't warranted when she went out to eat with Angela. You know Angela's been on that fuck shit. She finally cussed Angela out like she needed to, and you show up to her house and make her feel like she's the problem. Let me hurry up because I'm getting annoyed again, child. Let me hurry. So Ashley George's wife sent over there. Ashley says Angela asked her for tea. Okay. Ashley has said this when she was on the phone with Angela a while back. When she was on the phone talking to Angela, she said that that's what Angela asked for. Angela couldn't say that because she knew it was facts. Angela could only talk about the sex part because that's the only place where she felt vindicated at, but it was semantics. You still full of shit. So then to sit up here and say to Ashley, all I did was ask you if you knew Shamia. I didn't say what's the tea on Shamia. First of all, Ashley says, well, that's what it was to me. No, Ashley, go with what you said the first time. Because Angela wasn't asking you that for no reason. You knew she was trying to get tea on that lady. Y'all have had more than one conversation. Come on now. And knowing who Angela is, a woman that likes to pull stunts and tricks, she definitely was looking for tea on Ashley. I'm sorry, on Shamia. Ashley was not wrong when she said that. But Angela, who is also like Porsha, enjoys semantics and y'all eat it up every time, especially when she play on it. So Angela says that Shamia said that you said that I said that she was her husband. Ma'am, that is what you insinuated. That's what you insinuated. That is what you insinuated. So Kelly and Angela end up getting into it, and Angela was tearing Kelly up, period. She was in you up, girl. Angela was weighing you out very quickly, moving you out the way. Who's next? Ashley says the lie is that George and Shamia never had a sexual relationship, period. So this is the very woman, Angela, who just sat here and said, Shamia lied. I never said that she smashed her husband. I never said that. But then you further go on to perpetuate it by saying, then or now? Now or then? When? Ashley's like, never. Never. That never happened. Here you are perpetuating the very shit that you said that you didn't say. Playing all in Drew and Cynthia's face. And they just going along. Playing all in the audience face, but because they don't like Shamia, they gonna chew it up. The woman was not vindicated. Angela has told on herself more than one time. Just like when Shamia said, you've been researching, trying to get information on me. Angela said, no, I'm not. Then turned around. Phaedra said, say a name. Shamia said, I'm not going to do that. Angela says the name, therefore confirming that she was digging. Come on now. Shamia didn't lie on you. You weren't vindicated. Okay? Angela then tries to check Ashley, telling her what his name precedes him before you. He had a name before you. Did you know him before her? What? Now, if somebody came at you like that about Charles, you'll feel a way about it. You'll be mad as hell. And you're gonna try. And Ashley, you're a good one. This how I feel that Ashley is not there to be on TV. Right? Even if she did sit there in that moment. Because she would have gave a bigger reaction. She would have gave a much bigger reaction. I'm gonna tell you right now, Ashley, your IG stories are not matching the energy you had in that sit down. Now, granted, they could have edited some stuff out, but don't tell me eat mother name about my husband's name preceding me whoop de whoop when you know your husband got a trail coming behind him. Angela would have got checked in that moment. Be clear. That's crazy. So George comes in. Angela says something like, oh, didn't you say that Shamia looked so good or whatever, you had to pay her? He was like, I didn't say that. She said, you did say that at your event. He was like, oh, I remember. I was joking. I was joking. Number one, you were wrong to joke like that. But number two, Angela, who plays a lot, knows the difference between somebody joking and somebody being for real. And you took that joke of what he said, brought it back, and then perpetuated some fuck shit trying to make it seem like Shamia is a $5,000 whore and a cheater is absolutely insane. And you the same woman that tripped out when Porsha said she keep on, I'ma fuck her husband, and got mad when Shamia laughed. Why you ain't give Porsha that same energy? Why you ain't concoct some on Porsha? Why you ain't perpetuate that? But the way you talk shit about Porsha in them confessionals, you just might be coming for Porsha next season. But then again, at the same time, you also play up for the audience because you enjoy being the fan favorite so much that you may not do that to be on Porsha's bad side, which is why you came in this season trying to be on her good side. But as Erica De Niro said, shout out to the diva, You will have your season. And I don't want to hear shit about nobody talk about she already had her season, Jamie, when they tried to say what they said about her husband. No. No, she gonna have another one. I don't think that was the season. Okay? Who had their season was Britt and damn Kenya Moore. That's who had that season. This season was Shamia. Angela's is on the way. Okay? Now, Cynthia and Drew, we heard them trying to talk about vindication. Even K. Michelle sitting up there like, girl, delusion on delusion on delusion. How you gonna sit up here and say this lady is vindicated when nothing this bitch is saying is even adding up? Are y'all paying attention? Are y'all listening to it? Come on now. Phaedra then goes on to say, oh, well, can we table the conversation? Why? Why we need to table it? Angela has been further exposed. We don't need to table anything. We need to dead it. Let's do that. Angela, who then says Shamia likes to play the victim, decides to be the victim in this moment and says Shamia likes to, no, what she said every time we table it, I'm ambushed. By who, beloved? Who's ambushing you? America would like to know. Who's ambushing Angela? Stop that. Who's ambushing you? Every time we table it, I'm ambushed. By who, love? By who? Only ambush I saw was that dude you brought on the show last season. That's the only ambush I know of. Who's ambushing you? Later that night, we get Terry popping up at this lady's house, Shamia, with a horse for Drew. Why? Weird. Odd. Doing too damn much. I can't. That's it. Bye, girl.